Welcome to Slayer Drop Locked. In this series, I will only be able to obtain items from monsters by killing them while I'm on a Slayer task. I am unable to pick up item spawns or trade in shops, in addition to the normal Ironman rules. The full rules are a little bit complicated, but you can read more about the rules in the description. Thanks for watching. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. Let's get to it. So we ended last episode at a combat level of 55, and I had just smithed some new mithril weapons. I hadn't provided a bank update, but I figured I would just show it real quick. So we got the mithril 2H that I made with my stone spirits. As for the rest of the bank, we got some new food upgrades. We got sharks as well as pikes. We got some good potion drops, super strength, super attacks. Some herbs, some limpwort seeds, which I can use to make some limpworts, to make more potions. We also have our black bolts, our black 2H crossbow, granite shield that we got, ghostly essence, various runes. There's still a little bit more crafting supplies. We used up all of our stone spirits as well as the salvages. So now the only salvages that we have left are these mithril and rune ones. As for the rest of the bank, it's mostly just junk and then our charms as well as bones. The first thing I did was my daily challenge for agility that got me up to 24. Our first drop coming in here, we got a black square shield. Another fat armor upgrade right here. We got a black full helm. That's really useful because we can upgrade our armor right now. Look at that. I mean really, like look at this armor. It looks so awesome. With our last moss giant kill coming in here, we actually get a long bone, which will be 1500 construction experience and 1000 gold if we're able to complete Death to the Dorgashin quest. I'm not sure if it's completable with only Slayer drops, but we'll do our best to get it done. And the next task coming in here, we get cave crawlers. This task is really nice because it lets us get a whole lot of herbs as well as some secondary ingredients for herb lore. Like as you can see here, I am able to make some anti-poisons to help me with this task because I've gotten all the resources already. Alright, so after that task, picking up our next task here, we're just gonna get Ice Warriors. That's not a terrible task. And with our first major drop, we got a whole bunch of tiny mithril blunt salvage. This task also gives us headless arrows as well as a lot of adamant arrows as well as adamant drops. So I'll just have to roll this and see what I can make with it. And for our next task we got shades. I'll show how I got the logs in a little bit, but first I'm going to smith all of my stone spirits that I just got. So with all those coal stone spirits I got, I was able to make a whole bunch of mithril bars, which I ended up changing into mithril pickaxe +2. And I upgraded my 2H to +2 as well. The 2H sword will of course be my primary melee weapon for now until I get something a little bit better. So moving on to the shades, I had to do the Shades of Mort'ton quest. So you have to use Serum 207, which cures the Afflicted, and sometimes they can give you logs, so basically I just have to make one potion and then get logs, and from this I can get a whole bunch more. As you can see, it's 1 to 5 logs per the wiki. So basically all I would do is just cure some people. You know, you get some more Terramin drops from it. I would drop some of the olive oil that I get, but mostly just get some logs, then burn them, pick up the ashes, make more Serum 207, and just repeat this cycle. Eventually this did get really boring though, so I just kind of completed the quest. I looted a few boxes, and then I just went and killed Shades in Edgeville. With one of them I was able to get a bronze key, so I was able to kill some of the stronger shades that are down in the basement. I've never actually done this minigame before, so this is all still pretty new to me. When I was looting this chest, I was able to get a black spear, which is actually a nice stabbing weapon. It's tier 25, so it's not super great, but I mean it's better than the other stabbing weapons I have right now, so that's pretty nice. Sacrificing these shades from my task, I was able to get a couple more keys. And these keys are super lucky because I got a defense amulet from it. After those chests, I got a steel key, and from the steel chest I got a black scimitar. Probably won't end up using it, but eventually maybe I can dismantle it for invention or something, so I'll just keep it. This is where I got really bored of shade, so I decided to just do some AFK fishing, and I got a clue scroll. Unfortunately, I did have to end up destroying this clue after the first step because the second step required armor I don't have, but that's fine. From here, I just finished up getting 40 fishing, and then after that, I ended up getting 40 cooking as well. I did sacrifice a few more of the shades that I killed, and I got a few more keys, as well as 17 fire making. From these keys, I got a black dagger, a black warhammer, and tiny adamant spiky salvage, which will be a nice weapon upgrade as well. After this, I made the 36 mithril maces from the Ice Warriors task. Those are actually worth quite a bit. I'm surprised that they're worth 8k, but just dropping that salvage here. And I decided to just finish the shade task in Barbarian Village because I was getting really bored of just walking back and forth trying to get some more logs from the Serum 207. And I decided, yeah, it would just be better just to get the shade task done. I was also able to get a whole bunch of the shade robes, which give a nice little prayer bonus as well. Next task coming in, I got Moss Giants, and with the first drop I got another Longbone, which is another 1500 construction XP. And once again I got Ice Warriors. I don't know why I'm getting all these duplicate tasks, but it's fine. And this is exactly why it's fine, because I got a nice little clue drop. So I found out that I can just get another Slayer task, so I got Banshees for my next one. I'll do the clue scroll now though. Thankfully this clue was 100% completable, and I finished my first medium clue. Opening this casket, we get an adamant plate body, as well as a Guthix page, as well as some fire runes. Hell yeah, very nice. Moving on to the Banshee task. With this kill, we get 30 range. And just a few kills later here, we get a nice little Slayer level, as well as another amazing drop. We got another clue scroll. This clue is of course an easy clue, so the steps are a lot shorter than the last one, and I'm able to complete all of them. And just picking up the casket here. From this easy casket, we get a nice helm upgrade. It's not really much of an armor upgrade, but it's definitely a Fashionscape upgrade, which is always welcome here. And from here, just finishing out the rest of the Coalstone Spirits that I have. I'm gonna make these into some mithril throwing axes, as I said before. Nobody really uses throwing weapons in RS3, but because I'm a Slayer drop only Iron Man, the throwing weapons, just the damage and accuracy bonus will make it worth using instead of having the longer range. And I'm just going to show you how much faster it is now with these new weapons that I got. I have just a few left, but these kills go really, really fast. And with the contract completed, I'm just going to use the XP into range and give me a nice little range level. Picking up the next task here, we got Cave Crawlers again. And that was a lot better than our next task, which is Shades. I'm just going to do these in Barb Village again because they're so long. My next task was Pyro Fiends. I actually did this on mobile, and I was able to get a Mimic token, which is interesting. I've never actually killed that before. I also died during this task, which kind of sucks, but it only cost me 3k, so it's not a super big deal. But I was able to finish up the task shortly after that. After this, I did my Dungeoneering Daily Challenge, which got me to 15 just by completing the dungeon, and then when I turned in the Daily Challenge, it got me up to 18 Dungeoneering. I don't think I'll do more other than just the daily challenges, maybe sinkholes in the future, because I can't get the rewards from it. Alright, so I just want to end the video with a nice little progress update. So just looking at my stats right now, I'll put a little overlay over my stats to show exactly what levels I got. As you can see, I gained 8 attack levels, 7 defense, some range, prayer, magic, 12 dungeoneering levels just from the 6 dungeons I had to do. We got a few herblore levels, a bunch of fishing, smithing, mining, fire making, and of course our 5 Slayer levels. We also made it up to 60 combat, which means we are now eligible for Reaper tasks, which is a massive milestone for the account and will be great for the upcoming episodes. As for the bank, I did a little bit of organization, but so we have this nice little black helm worth 1,000,000 gold. So just some general mithril armor, our mithril 2H that we upgraded to +2, you know, just the same ring, amulet, food, potion stuff, a little bit more herbs than last time, a little bit more seeds. I'm probably going to start doing some farming runs as well. We've upgraded to mithril throwing axes for our ranged weapons now, instead of the black 2H. I might still use the 2H sometimes, but I mean, I think the throwing axes will just be better in general. We're also only one piece away from finishing our scepter. A little bit of ghostly essence. We got a Guthix page 1, as well as a mimic token, a couple long bones. We're running a little bit low on air runes now, because I was using the battle staff for a little bit, and I had to use air and I think it was water runes. After that, we got some logs, just general crafting supplies. I did end up using all the carapace. Carapace? Carapace. I still don't know how to say that. We got one mystic cloth from an Anku. Very nice. We have a few more plated drops that we can roll. We can upgrade our armor to some Addy. I just need to get a couple more smithing levels. I might quest for that XP as well. And then we just got our junk items. After that we got our bones. We added 78 Impus ashes as well as 92 big bones. I'll probably use those on the altar in the wilderness. And that's it. As for the collection log, we are at 7 of 25 of Asgarnia and Mistalin. The rest are all pretty much 0. We have 1 for Keldegrim, the granite shield that we got in the first episode, or second episode. And then Mauritania, we got some congealed blood. And then we have the Tooth key and the ghostly essence. And that's where we're at. I'm just going to go ahead and grab myself a Grim Reaper assignment now. So these are in Draenor Village. There's Death's Office just north of the Lodestone. So showing up here, we have 2 things. We got Death Hourglass as well as War's Insignia. So if we go to Death's Office using the Hourglass, now that we're 60 combat, we should be able to get our first task. And we just got our Grim Gem, so that means we can definitely get our first Grim Reaper task. I'm gonna say I don't want to join group bosses. These are like raid bosses and other bosses where you pretty much have to have a group, like AOD or Next Angel of Death and Virago, and I don't even have the combat level requirement for those, but I'm still just gonna say no. And picking up our first assignment here.